Yeah, I'd rather be a lover than a fighter. Cause all my life I've been fighting. Never felt a feeling of
Touchdown in Cape Town for Ultra Trail Cape Town weekend. Already on the smoothies here. To get out the canter.
I'm at one with the silence. I found peace in your vibes. Can't show me there's no point in trying. I'm at one.
Casual stroll down Cliff Street, yeah.
Getting killed by Uber.
The artists are out and about. The fashion is high.
The smokers are everywhere.
Fitting in nicely, yeah.
I've been quiet for too long. I've been quiet for too long. I found peace in your vibes. Can't show me there's no point in trying. I'm at one, and I've been quiet for too long. I'm in need of a savior, but I'm not asking for favors.
Recommended by Marcus Second Placer.
So Louise learnt the stretch from Ryan Sands, her boy. Bear follows him on Facebook.
There's one of to get up there, you've got to be able to do that move.
So we're about to head out on our post-flight little leg loosener. Right, little 5-ish K on the prom. It's good enough for Cyril, it's good enough for us.
I'm at one, and I've been silent for too long. I've been quiet for too long. I've been quiet for too long. I found peace in your vibes. Can't show me there's no point in trying. I'm at one, and I've been quiet for too long.
Fucking Ibiza, mate.
You know what yours?
So we've just arrived at Race Village, UTCT Race Village for registration. Got a little bit fun here. The wind's picked up a bit, so it's getting a bit fresh. The sun's going down. A little bit worried about the compulsory gear. They seem to be quite strict about the rain jacket, and it has to have a hood, and mine doesn't have a hood, but we're hoping we're going to get away with it.
Seattle coffee. Seattle coffee. Bend your chest open so I can read your heart. I need to get inside, or I will start a war. Wanna look at the pieces that make you who you are.
So I've just failed the gear check. They had a problem with my raincoat. Not exactly a surprise, kind of saw it coming. Couple of petty little things that they want in the raincoat. Trying to not to let any negative thoughts into my mind, but I do think it's a bit stupid. But anyway, so now we're going to try and make another plan. Yeah, and then we'll come back tomorrow and finish the registration.
Sure, Paul, that's a nice top.
UTCT finisher.
I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you.
Okay, it's now Friday, 4:15. We're back at the Race Village and registration for our second attempted registration. We are waiting for Renel. He's bringing Not a red jacket.
Got food.
Yeah. Today things have taken a little turn for the worse. A little bit of tummy, diarrhea this morning, and no appetite today. So hopefully that's going to be gone by whatever that's 10 hours. But yeah, let's get the registration done and then we'll worry about that later.
I'll collect your scales, but you don't have to know. Let me see the dark sides as well as the bright. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out. Let me see the dark sides as well as the bright. I'm gonna love you inside out. You inside out. I'm gonna love you.
Okay, good news. We passed the gear test, which means I'm officially registered. That's in this. Thanks to a hand-me-down jacket from Christian Freyland. Yeah, so it's all system of go. Now we just got to get as much sleep as we can and then be back here at about 3 in the morning, ready for a 4 a.m. kickoff.
Inside out. I'm gonna love you inside.
Okay, we're at the start. It's about 15 minutes to go time. Yeah.
And if you're under starter's orders, ladies and gentlemen.
Segment 1 of the Ultra Trail Cape Town is a total distance of 22 kilometers with 1,000 meters in elevation gain. Kicking off at the base of the beautiful Table Mountain, runners move through the streets of Cape Town before hitting Lions Head, Signal Hill, Kloof Corner, and finally the infamous Plutterklip Gorge, which is also the biggest climb of the day. This segment is a mixture of terrain, from tar roads to tricky, loose and technical trail, meaning runners will have to pace themselves early on.
Okay, I'm at the first water point. It's supposed to be 10 k's, but it's about 12 k's actually on my, according to my watch. So hopefully I haven't accidentally entered a 120 k race instead of a 100 k race. But yeah, the sun's up. It's actually cooled down a bit. It was quite humid before the sun came up, but now it's a nice cool breeze blowing off the Atlantic. Yeah, I'm feeling good, but a long way to go.
How are you feeling, my baby?
Yeah, I feel okay, yeah. starting to feel a bit tired towards the end here. Thanks, man. Thanks for the support, guys. Okay, about 22 k's in, up Kloof Corner, been through the second aid station. Gonna head up Platteklip Gorge to the top of Table Mountain. Looks cloudy up there, so might not be able to see much. So far, so good.
Segment 2 of the Ultra Trail Cape Town is a total of 23 kilometers with 1,000 meters plus of elevation gain, kicking off with a brutal Platteklip Gorge climb. It's 2.39 kilometers in length with an average gradient of 27% and an elevation gain of 660 meters. It's where the race really starts. Moving on from there, the runners will experience incredible views of Cape Town CBD from the face of Table Mountain, before heading on to Maclear's Beacon, Echo Valley, Valley of the Red Gods, and finally Constantia Neck.
I'm taking some real strain up Platteklip Gorge here. Oh, there's no power in the legs. Slow going. Starting to make me a bit worried about the Constantia Neck cutoff. Now the top of the Table Mountain, into the clouds, can't see a word, in a bit of a hole. Platteklip really tapped my energy. Just gonna try and recover a bit, and then I'm gonna push a little bit to get to Constantia Neck. I've got about 2 hours to do about 12 k the cutoff there. So it's going to be tight. Okay, the views from the top of Table Mountain are spectacular.
You arrive in the rising sun, the hidden passenger.
Okay. I just hammered it down the hill to try and make a cutoff. I made it a minute and a half to spare. The cutoff is about to go in. Okay, so the good news is that I did make the cutoff. The bad news is that I won't be forced to take a shortcut. I'm pretty buggered. We'll just see how it goes.
When everything is said and done, so looking for answers. If only one turn my back, the edge has gone.
Okay, I've just been through the Llandudno aid station. And now just a little section on Llandudno Beach in Sandy Bay. And then we're going to go another big climb up Carbonkel. I'm on 47 kilometers, 46 kilometers, which is actually the longest run I've ever done, but I'm not even halfway yet.
Segment 3 is where the Ultra Trail Cape Town begins to get really tough. With 45 k's already in their legs, runners will be faced with a segment length of 23 kilometers and 900 meters of elevation gain. Within this segment lies the brutal Souther Peaks. While not the most challenging climb of the day on paper, one could argue that it's the toughest due to its location on the overall route. This is where Prodigal Khumalo has successfully made his move in the last 2 years, going on to win the race.
just gotten real. It's incredibly hot. And we are taking strain out there. It's really cool to think that my little legs and feet have carried me all the way from the other side of that to here. But yeah, seriously starting to doubt that they'll carry me back again. Just want to get to Hart Bay and try a Red Bull, see what that does, see if that can perform any miracles. I'm moving so slowly now, taking me between 20 and 30 minutes per kilometer, so it's unlikely that I'll make the next cut. The terrain is so hard to move fast in this terrain, rocky and very steep. Let's get to the top here. That's Llandudno there. It's been about 6 or 7 k's since there. Taken 2 hours. They're just exhausted bodies, been all along the trail. You have to find a small patch of shade. It's carnage out there. This is heavenly. That there is Hart Bay. That's the next aid station at about 60 k's.
Segment 4 of the Ultra Trail Cape Town is a distance of 20 kilometers with 500 meters of elevation gain and is made up of more open runnable trails. Moving through the outskirts of the seaside town of Hart Bay, runners begin to make their way to the wine farms and green belts of the Cape's southern peninsula. Those that are feeling strong can really take advantage of the softer terrain and make up time on their fellow competitors. Just been through Hart Bay aid station. Had a lekker long chill there. I'm gonna miss the next cut-off at Ultra Trail, so just gonna enjoy the run until then.
Pay me like a French girl. Baby, I'm your canvas. I'm eager and I'm keen. Do you want me posing? Or should I look mean? Pay me like a French girl. Baby, drop my sheet. Watch you make some brush strokes. Maybe some of me. Pay me like a French girl. You can hide me in the Louvre. Make me grin like Mona Lisa.
We're at the UCT Tennis Club. It's the 90k final aid station. It's a vibe. Checking some of these machines come in. Ronelle and Brett, my cousin and her husband, have just come in, smashing a quick Red Bull and getting a rub, and then they're gonna do the last 10k push. So it's got the same pace as me.
There we go.
Cool shorts, Alex. Cool shorts, bud.
just here at the race village, finishing line. A couple of runners are coming through. They've got about an hour and a half left to cut off. So the runners that are coming through now are very relieved. It's been a long day. Long day, bruh. Okay, so just a couple of post-race reflections on the UTCT. I think I can kind of liken it to, you know, like if you're starving and you like go to a buffet and you like load your plate up and then you go like sit down and then you start like chowing it, and then halfway through you kind of realize maybe you've sort of taken more than you should have. And I think that's kind of what this experience was for me. Like I was just craving like a big outdoor mountain experience. I signed up for the 100k. Came and gave it a shot. It was I probably underestimated exactly how tough it was going to be. I was probably a little bit underprepared. And yeah, in the end I couldn't quite make a cut-off the day it set, so I got stopped at 70 k's in. But yeah, it was still the longest run I've ever done. So yeah, I was quite pleased with how it went. It's very difficult to move fast enough over this terrain, so I think the 17-hour cut-off is quite tight. But yeah, if I ever was to come back, I'd probably need to do a lot more training. I do have a couple of other excuses for why I think I wasn't exactly at 100% on the day, but I don't think those would have necessarily been the difference between finishing and not finishing. I think I just wasn't quite up to the task. But yeah, it was a really cool route, a really cool day out, and yeah, like such a beautiful setting. So nice to be able to spend the downtime in Cape Town, you know, with a lot of creature comforts and things, and then come on the day and really be tested in the mountains. So a good combination of both worlds, I think, and yeah, great event.
The second someone mentioned you were all alone, I could feel the trouble coursing through your veins. Now I know it's got a hold. Just a phone call left unanswered had me sparking now. These cigarettes won't stop me wondering where you are. Don't let go, keep a hold. If you look into the distance, there's a house upon the hill, guiding like a lighthouse. It's a place where you'll be safe to feel like grace, cause we've all made mistakes. If you've lost your way, I'll leave the light on.
Lou, where are we? What are we doing?
We're going to the penguins for Bear, his favourite animal. And they bark just like a bear.
Tell me what's been happening, what's been on your mind. Lately you've been searching for a darker place to hide. That's alright, but if you carry on abusing, you'll be robbed from us.
This over here is Ryan Sands and Reino. We're so busy getting interviewed for some, I don't know, they're doing some filming up there.
Upon the hill, guiding like a lighthouse. It's a place where you'll be.
Where are we, Nicolix? What's going on here?
Truth Cafe.
What happens here?
They make really good coffee. It's really expensive.
You totally love the decor.
Totally love it.
What kind of decor is it?
It's all steampunk vibes.
Safe to feel our grace, cause we've all made mistakes. If you've lost your way, I will leave the light on. If you look into the distance, leave the light on. 'Cause I will leave the light on.